Listen to the resistance of the crust. Beneath the crunch is a heavy payload of warm cream cheese and roasted garlic. Traditional garlic bread is predictable. It is savory, buttery, and strictly defined as a side dish for a savory meal. Korean cream cheese garlic bread is different. It is a soft, wedged roll that looks like a dessert but tastes like a pungent appetizer. The appeal of this dish is rooted in its flavor paradox. It pairs the salt and heat of garlic with a thick, sugar-heavy interior. Recreating this street food means looking past the list of ingredients to treat the bread as a physical structure that requires precise assembly. We can break its construction down into 3 sequential phases: the foundation, the sweet core, and the savory armor. Each individual layer is designed to trigger a specific receptor on the tongue, alternating immediately between crunch and softness. To understand why these contrasting forces cooperate, we have to track the physical transformation of the ingredients. The success of this bread depends on the exact sequence of its physical assembly. The base layer rejects the typical dense, chewy baguette. Instead, bakers use soft milk bread or a light brioche, a canvas that is porous enough to absorb heavy liquids. The bun is divided into 6 or 8 wedges. The knife stops just short of the base, leaving the bottom crust entirely intact. Leaving the base attached turns those wedges into flexible hinges. The bread opens outward like a flower, creating a vessel for a massive volume of filling. This diagram shows the shift in geometry. By slicing deep into the roll, the total exposed surface area of the internal crumb increases exponentially. This geometry transforms a standard roll into a high-capacity delivery mechanism for the flavors that follow. Now the bread is ready for its core payload. Thick cream cheese mixed with sugar is piped directly into the newly created gaps. Integrating dessert profiles into savory baking is a hallmark of the Korean bakery tradition. Sweetened cream bread is already a beloved regional staple. Here, the sugar acts as a rich counterbalance. It provides a cooling sensation to neutralize the sharp, pungent flavors that will coat the outside. As the thick cheese is driven deep toward the bottom hinges, the mast of the dairy forces the bread petals to splay outward, locking the structure open. This sweet core provides a necessary shift in taste, allowing the palate to alternate between sweet and savory receptors to avoid fatigue. The third phase seals the deal by fully submerging the heavy bun into a pool of melted butter, minced garlic, and parsley. This liquid is a savory custard, blending eggs and milk into the melted butter and garlic. Look at this cross-section of the second bake. High heat hits the exterior first, solidifying the soak into a widget crust. The milk and egg proteins stabilize just enough to protect the internal crumb, preventing the bread from drying out. The custard bath acts as the primary engineering step, frying the exterior into a golden armor while locking moisture in the center. The bread emerges from the second bake with a heavy, glossy crust and an intense aroma of toasted garlic. Biting into it happens in stages, starting with the auditory snap of the twice-baked exterior. Next, the teeth reach the dense, chewy interior, where the crumb has absorbed the sharp bite of the roasted garlic. Finally, the bite gives way to the pocket of warm cream cheese. The sweetness immediately washes over the savory notes, neutralizing the garlic. The bread achieves a precise balance by delivering opposing textures and flavors in a single engineered bite. The most obsessive food cravings rarely come down to a basic list of ingredients. They rely on physical contrasts. The shift from crunchy to soft and the clash between sweet and savory are what drive the actual experience of consumption. As the crispy crust is torn apart and the warm cheese stretches, every single sense is engaged at once. Culinary architecture is the primary driver behind this craving, using physical structure to create a lasting sensory experience.